Free Cheese Game of the Year 2017, Day 5. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Mark Augustiniak,
Yo.
Ben Barris, Matt Soner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games, brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. It's the 5th and final day of our Game of the Year deliberations. It is time to make our final decisions.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy, do we have some categories today. Today's categories are Best Score, Soundtrack, Best Debut, Most Anticipated, Hall of Fame. That's a new one. What's that all about? More on that later. And Game of the Year 2017.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
I just want to say before we start that compared to last year, I think we've come a long way, and this has been nice.
It has. It's been very
amicable.
amicable.
It's been a pretty nice chill.
We were fine last year until Most Anticipated.
That's what divided us?
I don't know.
It was Spectre of Torment versus Horizon Zero Dawn.
We were pretty attacking
I was right.
with some things. We're just like, fuck that game. Fuck you for picking
Oh,
that game.
yeah. We were, yeah. We were also very tired. We did
yeah.
this smart this year where we actually spaced out our recording time. Last year,
2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, we were
in broad daylight.
I mean, clearly we were all joking. We were just having fun.
I know.
But this one isn't as hostile
No.
yet.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
this
about-
is the one.
If we were, yeah.
I mean, we survived Best Story and Best In-Game Moment pretty well.
And I wasn't there for both of them, so.
Well,
Well, I mean,
Game
those
of
were
the
the
year.
ones that we were sent away for an hour.
So we're going to start with Best Score Soundtrack. Your nominees are Nier Automata, Super Mario Odyssey, Doki Doki Literature Club, Let It Die, Sonic Mania, Cuphead, Metroid, Samus Returns, Splatoon 2, Everything. I would like to cut everything.
All right.
And Metroid, Samus Returns.
All
I
right.
can agree
I
with that.
literally
I
do
can
not
agree with
remember
that.
anything from that game sound-wise.
Actually, I was annoyed from one of the songs. I think it's the very first one. It's kind of got like not smooth jazz, but like
I'm down with some smooth
you know, 'cause
jazz.
I love me some smooth jazz, but
Yeah, I don't
it
remember.
wasn't clicking.
Nothing of that game is still lingering with
Except
me.
for the moments when it would. I don't know if it's a spoiler, but I mean I didn't even get that far into it. It's probably not much of a spoiler, but like it would bring up,
Oh, do you want to? This is a spoiler podcast, obviously.
Oh, right, we didn't say that at the beginning. Yeah, anything in the year 2017 can and will be spoiled. So, fair warning.
Well, just the parts when it would bring up certain sound cues from other Metroid games.
I mean, you're allowed to talk about
Yeah.
it, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing in particular. Like
Alright.
it would bring like some songs from Super Metroid, like the
Yeah.
like the stuff
Yeah.
like that.
But generally, like, nothing about this.
Yeah,
was,
nothing
like-
clicked. I mean, from what I played so far.
And everything, it was good, but it was very ambient and
Yeah.
and whatever. Shit, man.
Yeah, this is tough.
This is very tough. Everything on here has a really, really great score. So,
Yikes.
Mario has a few songs that stand out really well, but
But you have that Sonic Adventure song.
which
you
is so
have-
good.
and you have Jump Up Superstar as well.
I went back and listened to it, knowing now that everything
So
clicked.
good.
Everything clicked.
You know what? I wouldn't hate cutting Super Mario Odyssey.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean,
just-
one
like,
of these have to. Yeah.
just bigger
this is
picture
just tough.
overall, it's I mean, look at
It's
this
really
list.
good, man. It's really good, but I'm also not. It's not some of these other ones.
Stacked up against some of these other ones, I would say Cuphead and Splatoon 2.
Fuck,
I
man. That's
disagree. Cuphead, I think, should be in the short list.
I love that dumb song at the main menu of Cuphead. That it just goes over the plot of the game. It's
Yeah.
I mean-
so good.
But I think the in stage music is really good. But you know what?
I'm like looking.
I
I like
could cut
Niers
Cuphead.
more. Actually, as much as I don't like playing Sonic, listening to Sonic is really good.
Yeah, and
Sonic's
the
always
way
had a
that
stellar
they
soundtrack.
did like any of the levels that were old levels, the way they remixed those songs for it was so fucking good. I want to Cuphead.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
I'm like,
Mark?
this is tough. Looking at this,
Yeah, it's like we're
I
gonna.
just appreciate that genre style, like swinging, ragtime, jazz.
I do
and
it's-
it plays into the whole style. Like,
it's so
yeah.
good.
Yes.
But it's still like
we have to
there's-
get the three. Like
Yeah.
we could
So-
easily like rank.
These are
probably-
all great.
So
They're-
would
they
you-
ended up on this list for a reason.
Hold on. You said Cuphead would beat Let It Die? Like,
Dude,
does Let It Die
The thing with
have,
Let
like,
It Die is that they just got a bunch of bands, and then all the tracks are named Let It Die.
We can cut Let It Die, but goddamn, it's got a
That-
good.
that's a cool idea.
It's a good
That's something I would
soundtrack.
do
I
if
mean,
I
I guess
made a
we'll
game.
find out when we
dude,
play it.
when
but
you
I mean,
it's a
Survive said the prophet.
Alright.
it's a good soundtrack. It's a really good soundtrack, but I'm fine with cutting it. I totally disagree that Splatoon 2 gets cut. That game
Okay.
needs to be on this list. That game is. I love
Doki
that
Doki's
music.
score and soundtrack though plays right into what that game wants you to feel.
Yep. Yeah. Doki needs
So,
to be on the
like-
list. Honestly, I say at this point we could. Fuck.
This is
It's the one part I can't talk about.
if we cut Mario, shouldn't we cut Sonic? Do you think
I
Sonic
wouldn't
had
say-
a better
I wouldn't-
soundtrack than Mario?
I wouldn't say you cut it because we cut Mario, but Sonic was the next one I was about to say.
But I'm saying, like, do you, deep down, gut feeling, do you feel like Mario or that Sonic Mania had a better soundtrack than
The
Mario
only
Odyssey?
song that
Yes.
sticks out to me is the intro animatic.
No, man. Like there's so
I
many.
can't remember. I mean, outside of the ones we've already heard before, I
Mhm.
can't really.
But like the way like Chemical, I love that level. Like Chemical.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, yeah, but like
Yeah.
Chemical Plant Zone Act 2 in particular, like all of the Act 2s of any of the levels you've already played, they were so like they just I don't know, they did something with your expectations of the song in a cool way. But I can cut that.
I think compared to these other ones, though, these other ones I feel like have a little bit more originality put into it.
I would say Niers is the most.
That's like the only
Oh,
thing I can put against Sonic. That's the only.
I
thing.
before you talk, I would try to cut. I think it's. Are we assuming that Nier is in the top 3 at this point?
I say yes.
I think so.
I would go with that.
So. All right, the question
So
is,
that
do we
one-
cut Sonic or do we cut Splatoon? Because I feel like Doki's in the top as well.
I agree with that as well.
I just would cut Sonic just because Splatoon actually has more context with the music.
I'm fine with either one.
It's like
This is the last time you'll see me
it's a big part of it.
It's the last time you see me defending a Sonic game.
Damn it! See what you did, Mark. All right, so that brings us down to our final short list of Nier Automata, Doki Doki Literature Club, and Splatoon 2. This is gonna suck.
Well, right, if it makes it any years right off the bat, I probably wouldn't, for personal vote, I wouldn't do Splatoon 2. I didn't
no,
like,
that's not the hard part.
I know.
It's this again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Nier, because
I cry in the shower when I listen to Nier's soundtrack.
that's what I mean. Well, not just that, but I haven't played Nier yet. I'm gonna 100% play it soon.
If only.
But no, but I'm
I
not. That's not when I say like how impactful Nier's score is. That's again not to discount like the impact of the whole thing, because the whole hook of Doki Doki Literature Club is that final note, that
Yeah.
final piece where it strings everything, like the song. It makes so much sense in the end. But even still, like for me, the songs, the flow, the everything in Nier is better than Doki. The amusement park still ringing in my head.
Well, I was gonna say the Nier soundtrack definitely out of the 3 here. I feel like that one explores the most. You have
Nier
these
definitely
weird,
does have-
wacky.
It has so many themes.
It
know what I
definitely
mean?
it is something I could probably listen to a whole. Even though I do listen to the 2 remixes off the Doki soundtrack and the main song at the end, I do listen to
Remix.
that in my car because there isn't a Nier soundtrack on Spotify.
Cops. Yeah, no, I had to buy it from iTunes. I couldn't. It's not streaming anywhere.
But I'm not sure if Nier makes me just appreciate Ghost in the Shell more, or if I just like Nier stuff.
When you talk about the end of Doki Doki, you have to talk about ending E, which neither of you guys got to, and the song that played there. I think
But
that's an important
Yeah.
thing.
The other thing is, it's not just the end of Doki. It's all the other
mean,
music too, especially when Monica comes in. That's her.
I mean, I totally
Yeah, yeah,
agree.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
her playing piano.
No, I know that, but I think what Matt's saying is like if that's the argument for Doki, then
Yeah.
then Nier does that and then some.
I don't know if it's and then some. I think it's like
That's not the right-
points cancel each other out.
That's not the right. I'm not saying that's the right.
That and
But
this could
there's
be
stuff-
more of a sound design thing, but the 8-bit part.
The way that shit flows into one another. Like we talked a little bit about with the sound design category, but yeah, the like when you flow in and out of the hacking things in Nier, and it just transfers from orchestral to 8-bit so fluidly, like in a way that like almost makes both sides of it better.
I like how we didn't say that for Mario.
Because it's not as
I feel like it's the same. It's flawless. It's
yeah, I know.
the songs stand out more in Nier. I feel like
Yeah.
because it captures that emotion more. It's just a lot of like ambient sounds and chanting. But
I will say, I mean,
that's all I take from it. It's just ambience more so than
Yeah.
like a melody that gets stuck in my head.
the thing.
No, I have the melody of this weird language in my head all the time now. I am constantly hearing this weird woman singing. I have no idea what she's saying, but I hear it.
With Doki Doki, I didn't get to experience this type of moment because Doki Doki's length. But when I fell off of Nier, getting back into it, knowing getting through that slog of that opening of Route B, once I ran back out to the main world and heard the music again, I kind of was like put right back in that world, and now it helped me get through that part in a weird way. Like sound, the reason why like you don't see any of the nominees like me, like I'm not a big part of the conversation. I'm kind of here supporting it is because I like scores and sound design and soundtrack. Like that's not usually the first thing I pay attention to in a game. Like when it
Really?
happens, it's really good.
Huh.
Yeah, like it's just I don't know. I think I pay attention more to like frames per second and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, but me too. Like when I had walked away from Nier for a bit, for like a month or so after like getting into Route B, and then I plugged my phone in my car and it automatically played the first alphabetical song, which was from Nier,
Well, that's what I was about to ask. Like, if,
and it pulled me. I was like, oh, I gotta go home and play that game.
well,
immediately.
Mark brought it up earlier. Like, if you were to like you just chill in the car, or whatever, long trip, and you just
Who
like
did
listen to a soundtrack.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
God damn it.
What?
Nier wins. That's
I was about to just say like
You sound so sad about it, though. I don't want you to
But
be
Doki-
sad
no.
about it.
I mean, that's just my normal voice.
that's
No, I mean, no, it is a good soundtrack. Just I don't know. Just I don't go back and listen to it. That's the only thing. But
That was gonna be my question. Like,
But
which
like
one would you
also
pick?
that shouldn't. I feel like I don't know if that should even be a factor. You know, like if it works in the game, it works in the game. Like
what
that's
I
what matters.
really do like about Doki Doki's music is it just plays.
It finds
into
the way to be very
expectations so much.
Yeah, it finds a way to be very cliche and generic. It's like something you would expect in that kind of game, and like the music is never creepy.
That's the
and
fucked
that
up thing
adds,
about it. Yeah,
that
exactly.
adds to it. And then like and then yeah, the ending part. Just I thought that was just very touching. That like after everything that happened, that's how it ends, and it's like that's cool. So
Yeah.
it's like you have a part of her with you at all times.
yeah.
This is what's also going to sound stupid. I mean, just going back to Doki Doki, one of the soundtracks is just silence in general.
Yeah.
Like when the music cuts, and there's just that part.
Yeah, Weekend of Yours.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was one of the files. It's just called silence.
Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all spent the weekend there, so no, fun place, right?
Yeah, I think Nier does a better job at evoking emotions with its music.
I think it has a wider range. I think Doki Doki has a good.
I'm just tired of Doki losing to Nier. That's all. Moving on.
Your best score this goes to Nier Automata with runners-up Doki Doki Literature Club and Splatoon 2. It's time for best debut. This is a debut category for us. We haven't done this one before. But this is that game that stepped into the ring for the first time. The first in its kind. Or whatever. It's not a sequel. How about that?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
there
fair.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Hollow Knight, Cuphead, Stories Untold, Doki Doki Literature Club, Friday the 13th, Horizon Zero Dawn, ARMS, Mario and Rabbids Battle Kingdom, Let It Die. Yuck.
ARMS.
I will
Come on.
say that best debut, I don't think Doki should be here. It's cool.
It's a new IP though.
Yeah, but like
I don't-
in the end, it's technically Dan's like testing game for what he's really working on.
Oh, is he making something even more fucked up?
Probably.
Yeah,
That'd be dude.
it's in the
Yeah.
it's in the files.
Yeah.
It's very cryptic, but this
Oh,
pretty
yeah?
much this was him setting feelers out. And, like, it's a passion project for him, but
Okay.
in the end, compared to these other games, you know,
You think?
it's more like a PT.
Okay.
All right.
I
Like
Fuck
I don't.
me up,
I, like,
dog.
I mean,
I
if you
wasn't
feel
ready
like-
to cut it yet, but I don't know.
No, I
Maybe
mean,
backing up against it.
I'm just saying we can keep it on there for now.
I would keep
But-
it on there.
I just see it in the end. It's whatever.
Like I see other things to cut right away, like ARMS. Like
I would cut arms.
Hey man,
one,
ARMS,
I don't like
look,
that game.
It's fine.
so-
I know you don't like it. I think ARMS is a really, really cool game that did not get what it needed.
I think what I appreciate for it is that Nintendo is still
Making
trying new
IP.
things,
Yes. Yes.
and I think that's
Yeah,
important.
that's important.
That's good.
I just didn't like the way that game controlled at all.
And you know what? It didn't have a better debut than Splatoon in terms of Nintendo IP, but I still really like ARMS. I think it has a really cool world, really cool characters.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see them in Smash Brothers.
I think the next one is Mario and Rabbids for me personally.
Yep.
I
I would,
fell
I
off
would
that
do
game.
that. Yeah.
So hard.
So cool, but then
Pre-
I
yeah,
ran
they're
away.
pre-existing characters.
Yeah.
I think the next one is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yikes! Wow. All right. I don't agree with that at all.
I'm just kidding. I wanted to hear you.
No.
Let It Die. I feel like.
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Do
I
we
think-
still talk? I mean, do you guys talk about that game a lot? Like Let It Die.
I
He
fell off
was-
of it
yeah.
at the beginning of the year, though. Man, I was
He
that.
was all in. I would have played it if I was not playing Bloodborne,
Okay.
and that's why I tried it after Bloodborne. I was like, it's not as tight.
It's a really good game, though.
I'm not saying it's a bad game, but look at all these other games you're comparing it to, though.
I know,
You know
I know.
Stories Untold.
What do you make? Yeah,
See, technically, even though they both came out this year, House Abandoned was a
Yeah.
separate thing.
yeah.
I really would hate to see
So
it
it
off the
is
list,
kind of
but
in
I
a way
agree.
pre-existing, even though it's this year. But
Yeah, but the game Stories
Yeah.
Untold, even
Yeah.
if that's packaged in there, like
I'm fine cutting it.
Can I just say that real quick?
Please.
Stories Untold, with their like the general image of like adventure games in general, they're saying like, oh, they're dead, but then every now and then we get like a fucking gold like
Yeah.
Stories Untold. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's how I see Stories Untold. It's like that was
yeah.
this
Text
year's
adventures aren't really.
that's
thing.
yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant. Text
and this
adventures.
one's like
You know?
yeah. This is they said it's like an experimental.
Yeah.
like,
It's
text
so good
adventure.
though.
I
It's-
can't wait to
it's
see
amazing.
what this team does more, especially if they stay in that universe. Like
I
I want to
really-
see them
yeah.
get like real Twilight Zone. Like
I'd
get
love
in
to see
there.
them optimize their Unity
Oh.
assets because
Yeah.
the fact that shit
Well,
stutters.
on a $450 graphics card, you ain't
Yeah,
gotta- no,
I
I'm
know.
kidding, I'm
Well,
kidding, I'm kidding.
All right, I haven't.
I'm kidding.
I haven't.
Matt's got a brand new high-end MacBook Pro that
ran it at 15 frames a second on the Mac side.
on the
That's a
Mac
hot
side.
15
on the
though,
Mac
sick.
side. Same thing. Like my computer's old. I had to
Aiming that
switch to the
flashlight.
Windows side. The Windows side ran it better than Mac, which never happens. Anyway, so that leaves us with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Hollow Knight, Cuphead, Doki Doki Literature Club, Friday the 13th, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Let It Die.
I'm sorry, Joe, but Hollow Knight,
I was gonna say that too.
like just looking at these other games.
Sorry, Joe.
If you want to defend it, go for it. But I'm just like, that's the next one.
I think
I'm
there's
like,
better. I don't know. I'm not better, but I think there's other.
It's a
Metroidvanias
really-
that
I'm
Yeah.
looking
stand
at
out.
Impact right now. That's how
An
I'm trying to
Impact?
break it. Impact.
Mm.
Because it might be the best debut, but like, would
I don't know, man,
something
like-
come out of it even more?
Yeah, I think like that game. I think that game has the potential to be the next Shovel Knight. Like,
That's a bold statement.
I know it is, but like it really has a really charming world. It's got a lot to it. It right off the bat already put out expansions the way that Shovel Knight did for free at no extra cost to what you've purchased. I think that game had a small audience because it's relegated to just PC right now. The first platform they're planning to bring it to is Switch, and that port got delayed until next year. I think it's really, really strong. I think it really fully establishes itself in a world. I think, like, the reason I found out about the game was Fangamer selling merch for it, where I was like, wait, what the fuck is... Oh, right, that thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was...
Yeah. That's a game I got that confused with a couple other games because they all like a same like blank white character with no eyes.
But I love it, man. It's
like
a weird
when-
Tim Burton thing.
When I first heard of Hollow Knight, is it anything to do with Shovel Knight?
No.
I keep putting
No.
them together.
I know,
You know what I
but it's... Yeah.
It's just like a gothic,
yeah, exactly.
Metroidvania type game.
You would love it.
Is it on Steam?
Yeah, dude. You need to buy that shit.
It's not on Steam though.
That's
It
where I
is.
own it.
Yes,
I'm an idiot. I did Night like the time of day. Honest mistake.
Yep.
Just one letter off.
Yeah, you need to buy it.
Add to wish list.
Buy it this week. All right. Shit. Let's come back to Hollow Knight. Let's cut something else.
Let's take a stab at Friday.
Or should Friday take a stab at you?
Hmm.
When you just say take a stab, you mean cut it,
Um,
or you mean
just
talk
analyze
about
it,
it?
just
All
to
right.
see.
Yeah.
because I believe before this game got a license, I think it was actually a different game.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
It was.
And then eventually they acquired a license to Friday the 13th, and then they just took the idea that they had. Because I remember looking forward to that previous game where it was like you and your friends and... Or maybe I'm getting confused with Dead by Daylight. I don't know.
No, this was the game.
Yeah,
This-
because it was a game where you were going to start out in different houses,
Mm.
and somebody would be a killer and would just like come one by one, try to snatch you and take you away, type thing, and
Take me.
maybe
away.
kill you. And it was just you're just trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and then it turned into that. But I don't know how long ago that game was, or when it was like in development under that idea between coming to this.
So
I don't think that's
uh,
the important part of this. I think the important part of this is
best debut.
like Friday
Yeah.
the 13th.
But it's a
as game.
franchise. It's a franchise in the end. Like,
But like this game is new. This is the first like
the
we're
game
seeing-
is true, but all these other ones are new IPs.
Fair.
Friday the 13th has existed before in a game format.
Oh yeah, but at the same.
Yeah, but look at that game.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being
This is
very,
not that
I'm being
game.
very technical with that statement.
All right. Will Friday the 13th end up in the top 3? That's a weird way to.
Yikes!
It
but
has a
I-
possibility, but I don't think it'll be the winner.
All right, then I'm not gonna cut it.
Okay, would Friday the 13th go over Let It Die? How about that?
Let It Die's got such good style, man.
I would
I
put
know, I'm not saying the game's
you know
bad. I'm just saying like.
I know. Fuck,
you know?
Because
why
I
didn't we
know
talk about
what-
that for best style.
because
I
I know
don't know,
what
you
Let It
didn't
Die
nominate it.
is. Let It Die is essentially a parody, and you do find that out in one way or another. So I'm not sure. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, man, but Eat It is a parody, and it's still a really good fucking song.
It is. He's fucking eating the whole.
in the short. I mean, we're comparing Let It Die to Friday the 13th.
I'm
You
just
wanna
trying
cut
to
'em
mark
both.
it.
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
And like in the short time I spent with both of those games, I enjoyed Friday the 13th a lot more.
I'm saying
That's
because
true.
I'm strictly going Impact from now on, and I would say Friday the 13th has a much bigger impact than Let It Die.
Yeah, I agree.
Which you know what?
To
you
be
know what?
fair about that impact, like you weren't on the podcast back in February and January when this man all he did was talk about that.
Oh, I
game.
remember hearing it. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
listen
like-
to it. Yeah.
Like that's like I know you're talking about impact right now. It's just been he played the game and now we're in December and he stopped
yeah.
playing in February. Like
But it was a really strong.
I
And
remember that. Like
Yeah, and like I think it was important. Like, it gave me like a modern day arcade feel where I was throwing money into that, but it was like it felt good to do it. But yeah, I'm already cutting it. It's a really good game.
It's a really good game, but then again, everybody's wanted a Friday the third. I can't fucking talk today.
The 13th.
Friday the 13th that style of game since the movie came out, like everybody always wanted to be in that kind of situation. You know what I mean? So when it finally came out, everybody just threw
Hold
money at it.
please. Best debut, meaning best entrance to the market.
Yeah,
Friday the 13th was broken as fuck when it came out.
it did it. I
So
it did have
now,
a
so now we
space.
want to go by
No,
previous
no,
software,
no,
'cause
no,
Let
no,
It
no,
Die had a
no.
lot of patches.
I know. All right,
You want
never
to talk about
mind,
broken?
never mind.
I mean, look at the first one.
You're talking about
Yeah.
broken. Let's talk about Horizon Zero Dawn. Can't
Yeah,
walk
we
up
didn't
a
have
goddamn
vaults. Yeah.
Horizon
Wait,
Zero
what are you saying
Dawn.
about Horizon Zero
You
Dawn?
can't walk up a cliff. You can't climb a cliff.
Yes, you can.
No,
You
lies.
just gotta find the yellow part.
Yeah, find the yellow part. Bullshit.
Can you pick up arrows?
You don't need to in that game. You craft
No,
so many fucking
you
arrows.
craft
in that game.
them
You craft so many fucking arrows in that game.
and look for yellow handles that have miraculously grown out of the sides of rocks.
Hey, you,
That was
What?
bullshit.
you never
That
know.
was bullshit.
Why do you have a problem with that now?
I had a problem with that when I played it. I haven't mentioned it all week. I hated that. Mostly because I was playing it in a post-Zelda world. Had I played it pre-Zelda, probably wouldn't have hated it as much.
At least you got a story in Horizon Zero
After
Dawn.
Zelda,
Dig a good story.
Pushing you along to climb up those yellow pieces of the mountain. And there was no rain. Yeah. Yeah, couldn't climb when there was rain in Zelda.
sounds like Horizon is in a believable world where there's rain. All right. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, I like that game, though.
I'm gonna.
That's a hard one to argue.
I really that
I feel like that makes the short list by the least.
I think it makes a short list.
I think it does more than make the short list, but that game not only it became a fucking a thing this year.
Yeah.
That's a thing that a lot of people want to be like. I think that had a really great debut.
My number one is Cuphead.
Oh.
That
Yeah.
kind of style for that kind of
Yeah,
game.
I think yeah.
Not doubting that.
All right, I'm gonna cut Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's not gonna make it. Sorry, I'm gonna cut Doki because Mark said that was okay.
Okay.
That's
Friday
cool,
the
though. I didn't know he's making
Friday the
another one.
13th or Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
As in nick it or keep it?
Keep it.
Keep it.
It is the beginning of a thing based on the story that you know that game tells. I think it's gonna have a pretty cool
You know what, I would
future
say-
ahead of it.
Keep Horizon.
Friday's fucking cool. It does really, really dope things. But if we're talking about debut,
When they showed the trailer, it's gorgeous.
yeah,
Not just that, but
Dead by Daylight came out last year.
it did.
I'm not. I know. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
No, but Horizon
These
Zero Dawn.
three do three new things.
But you got. I think it also that it's an exclusive. So when it, I don't know if it was like the first run of primarily exclusive PS4 games, but I think it was like one of the ones that when it was announced, it was a big fucking deal.
It was and
Remember?
also like it was the first thing that Guerrilla was doing outside of Killzone.
Yeah.
It was big.
Oh, I keep forgetting it was the Killzone developers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so looking at this, our final shortlist comes to Best Debut, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Cuphead, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Which one has the best debut? My vote goes to PUBG.
That's where mine goes.
I can agree with that.
Lock it in.
Nope. We want to.
I still think Cuphead. Cuphead is the most original to me out of all of this.
Yeah, fuck.
He
I
is
agree.
true.
Yeah,
He's
no,
true.
you're
It
right.
is.
He's true.
And, you're talking about PUBG
I'ma change
setting
my
the
vote.
trend. You're talking about PUBG setting the trend. I mean, you just said about the Dead by Daylight thing.
Yeah.
H1Z1,
I'm gonna change my vote.
King of the Kill.
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
but that
you're
was
right.
from the same mind.
But it's the same thing. It's a game that came out before that has a very similar style.
Plus, when it came out, everybody was like, "This has already been done before." No one, you can't
So
say
you
want
want to delete
Cuphead.
PUBG
I'm
and
just saying,
add
like-
Hollow Knight back in?
No.
So I'm saying just
Add Let It Die back in?
visually, Cuphead stands out.
Yeah. All right. Boom.
Keep
boom,
Cuphead.
Boom. Boom.
Yeah, because that's the
Everybody
the
sees a
exclusive.
game,
And
you're just
all
like-
right, and we're talking about the style of that game. Cuphead's a fucking cool ass game to
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
It's like the
All right.
Dark Souls of. No.
of 1930s
Cuphead,
cartoons.
and I'm putting Let It Die in. Is that what we said?
No,
I thought that's what you just said.
no.
I think
Oh,
you just
all
have
right.
to let it die.
All right.
Oh wow, I'm getting literal.
No, that's
Literal
Your best
puns.
debut in 2017 is Cuphead, followed by runners-up PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Horizon Zero Dawn. Moving right along. We're gonna jump into. Hold on! Breaking news. We got a surprise category here.
Uh-oh.
Looks like we've got a new award this year, the Bloodborne Award, for the best Bloodborne game of all time.
Yes.
Hold on, please.
Oh,
Let me open this envelope.
Oh, snap.
Let me take a look here. Oh, look at that! The winner of the Bloodborne Award for the best Bloodborne game of all time goes to
The
Bloodborne.
old Hunters
Yes.
DLC. Oh, what?
Goes to
Oh, that's a
Bloodborne.
shocker.
Whoa.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God! Congratulations,
what one?
Bloodborne. Bloodborne. There it is.
Fuck.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
that came out of nowhere. Man,
did
I'm
you?
feeling real good about that winner.
Slayer.
They've been modifying or like digging into the save files, and they found a cut boss.
Oh, yeah, that. Oh, God. That's so cool. Like,
That's
those
fucking
chalice
great.
dungeons, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of digging
Oh
in
my
there.
god!
Didn't they just like find something recently that took
Yeah, like,
that was,
like
it was on the
within
Reddit
last
a few,
week.
yeah,
Yeah,
a few weeks ago.
I can't breathe anymore.
I can't believe you didn't even fuck with the chalice dungeons.
A little bit.
Because at first I was like, I'm not fucking with the
I had
chalice
a
dungeons.
guide and a very direct route to
Yep.
to marrying Queen to get my platinum trophy.
Yeah, then once I did like the first 3 dungeons, like I lapped around it like 3 times because you know when it's like the max amount of grave
Yeah.
or whatever, you have to do it over again.
The dungeons creep me the fuck out. There was a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
things that Matt does not like in those dungeons, and I just want to get in and out as fast as
Yep.
possible.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that Matt might like next year or in the coming years, and we're going to talk about them right now. In our next category, most anticipated, your nominees for most anticipated game are.
Keep go. I know what I'm going to cut first.
Oh no! All right, this is when
Here's your
this is when the
nominees.
bloodshed comes.
Your nominees are Shenmue 3, Metroid Prime 4, Spider-Man, God of War, Mother 3, Death Stranding, Mega Man 11, Soul Calibur 6, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
So all these games are officially announced. Oh wait, no, there's not one that's officially announced.
All right, yeah,
It's not even a
we gotta
rumor.
cut off Spider-Man. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's cut off that and God of War and Death Stranding because Death Stranding's not coming out.
I mean, I might agree with all of those, but like,
Fine.
Mother
God
3 is
damn
not an. If it was
Matt.
a release date,
Matt, region free means Mother 3.
where is it? We've been region free for 8 months now.
Yeah. Can we cut Mega Man?
Yeah, it's fine. You guys
Yeah.
are all like fangirling out about it. So
I like it. I'm excited about it, but I'm not. It's not my most anticipated.
that's not.
I'm so happy they're making another one. I'm happy that these.
Yeah.
I'm happy that Japan is coming back. I mean,
It's not
that's
Mega Man Legends 3. It's not, you know.
this is really dope. It's really cool. There's a lot of work going into it. I'm not
Yeah.
excited for it, but
It's not my
Um,
most anticipated.
it's not my most anticipated.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, looking through this list, maybe.
I don't know if in this list like anything really stands out to me. Like I'm looking forward to all these games, but I'm not like jumping for joy like I was.
I'm
last
anticipated
year
for
with
Red
Horizon.
Dead, but I might be the only one.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Red Dead, but I'm like holding my breath that it's not Red Dead Online, driven, and that the single player is actually good.
Well,
I'm
I
like
was-
temper
I'm
my
okay with all of
expectations a
it
little
because Liar's Dice was just shit.
does most
Oh, that's right. I
anticipated
forgot about
mean? Does this mean it's going to be released next year?
Well, we don't
Not
technically
necessarily,
know that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be released.
That's because Death Stranding is definitely not coming next
Right,
year.
I want to cut God of War because I never cared about those games. While this one does look better than the last few, I don't.
See,
I'll
here's the
probably
thing.
play it, but I'm like that excited.
Yeah, I'm not.
I-
Over
I-
the moon about it.
I agree with you
But
for different reasons.
go ahead.
I actually like the meathead-driven Kratos from the other
Oh,
ones,
yeah.
where it's just
Yeah.
gore fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And this one, like, I like his seriousness too. It's a nice element to it, and I'm not sure if they show too much or not enough yet by what I've seen.
Sony's usually good about how to cut
But
their
like,
marketing.
But the more I see it, and the more I see that gameplay with like that Resident Evil 4 style over the shoulder like combat, I'm not liking that for him, and I'm not liking the orange blood. I want blood. This
yeah.
is just like orange and blue glowy shit, and I'm tired of that in video games.
I also the one thing I do like about this game is that it's not ditching, that's the bad word for it, but they're doing more Norse stuff this time around as
Yeah.
opposed to Greek stuff. I think it's just a cool change.
It is a cool direction, but I'm not as anticipated now just because I just don't agree with some of the visual choices they chose.
yeah, I'll probably play it, but like I'm not like over the moon.
I
Yeah,
probably won't play it.
play it. Soul Calibur 6?
I'm
That's a personal one for me.
I
I
personally
think it's
zero it.
awesome, but it's not my highest.
Let me say I personally have no stake in Soul Calibur. That's just because the fighting genre is just not my thing.
Ben, is it your highest on this list?
Well, not because
Yeah.
I'll even make it slightly easier. Since I'm probably the only person in the state of Maryland looking forward to Shenmue 3,
I'm
you
not
can
a
just
nominee.
nick that right off.
Shenmue is a series that
But-
I really want to play.
Yeah.
Like I respect it to
Okay.
its fullest.
Okay.
But
Or is that all one? word?
I don't know if that's even just like Death Stranding. I don't know when that's coming out.
Yeah, and it's probably I would just get rid of Shenmue 3.
All right.
Speaking of my interest, lack of interest that is in the fighting genre, I just added a nominee,
Bitch, I forgot
Dragon
about
Ball
that one.
Fighter Z.
Yeah.
I'm really oddly excited for a fighting game again. I think
Yeah.
I think I remember
This hurts me so much.
Yeah.
that looked really good. That
How did we
trailer.
forget that?
I'm
I don't
gonna-
know.
How did we forget?
I don't know. Can I cut Death Stranding?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
can
just
put
want to
it.
go bake.
Yeah.
Go away, Hideo. Go.
I'm excited for it, but I'm
Make
not
it.
like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
When we get a release date, I think that's when I might start fanning myself.
I'm more excited for Soul Calibur than Dragon Ball.
Okay.
That's me.
I'm the other way.
Don't
around.
make that the free cheese thing. That's just my vote.
That's
I just
mean,
love since Guilty Gear made 3D models look like 2D
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, fuck, dude. That's
And they're
so
taking it with
good.
Dragon Ball, and the game looks better than the cartoon, which is rare.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Not that I think Spider-Man is going to be a better game than Metroid Prime 4, but like we haven't even seen gameplay. We have no idea what that game is. We literally
I don't care.
have
The
a
promise
logo.
of that, I've never screamed hard. The
Do
only
we know
time.
who's developing that though?
Nah, rumor is it's Bamco.
Like we literally have a logo.
Yeah,
but I
and that
think-
logo did more for me than anything else on this list.
It
Period.
did more for a lot of people because we've been
Alright.
suffering and crying for it for so long.
It's like every fucking year we're like, "Where's Metroid? Where's Metroid? Where's Metroid?" And they did the 1-2 punch, but honestly, like Metroid Prime 4, like that big. I'm on. I have an Xbox One now. I've been playing through Halo, and I'm happy to be a part of that world. But for years, I've been watching these Halo fans. And I'm like, Nintendo.
The funniest thing about Metroid Prime is that I hear so much respect and love for it, but then like when I see the gameplay, I don't feel that excitement because it's such like a slow-paced, analyze everything kind of game.
I
Yeah.
never liked Metroid Prime.
So like it's weird. I mean, it's cool
Yeah.
that Nintendo is. I mean, you got the other Metroid too, so it's cool that they're bringing Metroid back.
Yes.
I think that was the bigger thing.
Yes,
here.
and I'm just so fascinated with. And you know what? Honestly, I think we talked about this last year, but with anticipation, I think a lot of anticipation is what you build and design in your own head. And the fact that we know nothing about Metroid Prime 4 makes this the most exciting because it's all possibility.
Yeah, but when you
I know.
get into my mind, Mr. Negativity over here,
I know.
it could be some fucking hot garbage like Other M.
Other M has good things. You say hot garbage, you never touched it. You can't fight me on that. You never
I
touched
never
it.
touched it, but I've seen enough gameplay.
Well, I'm not that. Like I said, I don't really care about Metroid Prime 4. I mean,
I will help this conversation. I think I'm the only one at the table that's like I kind of excited for Spider-Man.
Lies. I'm very excited for Spider-Man.
Oh,
I'm
why
not
you're high
excited
on
at
it?
all.
I
Huh?
never cared.
Are you high on it though?
It's 2-on-2 right now.
Like I'm
Same here.
excited.
I'm excited.
I'm the same way like with God of War. Like I want to play it, but I'm not like.
I'm just never attached to Spider-Man like that.
Same.
I like
that
Spider-Man.
trailer-
I'm not. I'm more. I would if we were talking about a Justice League game, it'd be a different story. But
All right.
Okay.
all right, then.
In comparison for me, because my toughest ones is Red Dead and Dragon Ball.
Mhm.
Dragon Ball comes out next month, and that's cool. And I'm sure I'll play it every here and there, or whatever. But I just know for a fact that I'm gonna let Red Dead have a bigger impact on me, and make it be in my top favorites.
Fuck.
And that's what I'm like. I'm more anticipated for that kind of stuff, and it being Rockstar. I mean, we took it off of Please Don't Suck for a reason.
Do you?
I'm more confident in Red Dead having a lasting longer effect on me than Dragon Ball.
Which is why I'm really not excited for Game of the Year next year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm excited for Red Dead.
All right, so I think Red Dead stays. Soul Calibur or Dragon Ball?
Me personally, Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's tough. That's really fucking tough. But Dragon Ball over Soul Calibur for me.
I just like the IP.
I'm going I just like Soul Calibur, but
I
Yes,
just like the IP, and I watched when they did a closed. Was it beta or alpha? They let some Twitch streamers get keys, and I was watching I think Lyric play, and
I just
Oh my God, that
I just
game looks
prefer
fucking
high speed
crazy.
intensity fighting and Guilty Gear always delivered that for me. And Guilty Gear is actually more of my personal favorite fighting franchise. So it's a little biased, but
Yeah, I'm on the fence with both. Like they're both equally whatever to me.
I'm glad Soul Calibur's coming back though, because I don't think I'm the only person that played Maxi.
You're one of those guys.
Yeah. I just like nunchucks.
Like
Oh.
I'm glad it's coming back, but like, I don't think we know a lot about it. And I mean, you just gotta be fair. Like, Soul Calibur hasn't had the best track record lately. And yes,
True.
you want positive intent, like thinking like this is going to be a return to form, but I don't know if we have enough out
There
there
is
yet
the chance that
Mhm.
it's not. Yeah.
Does your soul still burn?
Dragon Ball out of all this has shown the most.
Yeah, and like I said, I watched that closed
And-
beta thing
yeah.
on
they just
Twitch,
had-
and it looked great.
They just
It
had to
looked
jump
really good.
Fiesta this past weekend and showed like more. Like apparently there's like a nice like story campaign mode in that.
Can't wait.
It's crazy.
You know what? Soul Calibur, when I see it or when I think about it, it makes me
I want to see more of that.
it makes me excited to try it and play it and see more of it. Dragon Ball makes me want to go watch the cartoon, and I think that game does so much for. I feel fine cutting Soul Calibur.
That's fine. Nick it.
I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it, but yeah. So that leaves our final three with Metroid Prime 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Red Dead.
I picked Metroid.
Same.
Like I said earlier, I didn't care about
for
the first three, but I mean, you never fucking know. It's gonna be Bandai
That's
Namco.
my
And
dude.
hopefully,
That's my
Is he
dude.
hopefully.
what are we cutting or saving?
Oh my god, what if it's From Software making Metroid Prime 4?
Don't do this to me.
No, they're
All
doing
right.
they're doing a Shadows Die Twice thing.
Yeah, you know what dies twice? Metroids, the Shadows of Metroids. Oh shit, dude. This game just jumped to the top of the list. No.
Because I'm thinking like maybe like
I can't wait for this game to look like shit.
if they do like the what's that Witchfire, like if they add some kind of like mechanic like that, you know what I mean?
I'm just
Yes.
saying. Well, yeah.
Nah, dude, Red Dead's been like fucking dormant for years. I'll give it to you.
I can get.
I don't know shit about
Yeah,
Metroid.
tangibility is
Shut up.
part of it.
I don't know shit about Metroid.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
So for it.
That could be coming at the same year Death Stranding comes out, for all we know.
Nah, it's coming out next fall.
I mean, yeah.
Nah, I don't know. I'm just excited for the Switch to have that fucking thing, man. Like, it's fine.
I
like,
agree.
it's gonna have the trifecta, but yeah,
I hope they add the other primes.
Yeah,
too.
I'm excited for Metroid Prime 4. I want some gameplay before I call it my most anticipated
That's
game.
true.
I know. Well, we haven't seen gameplay of
And-
Red Dead, and you're calling it most anticipated.
I've seen a
so-
story trailer at least.
You haven't seen gameplay. You just said I want gameplay before I call
I've
it most
seen
anticipated.
the engine in work instead of more than a
Yeah,
logo.
that's
All
true.
right,
That's true.
most anticipated
It's
goes to
fair,
Grand
it's
Theft
fair.
Horses 2. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not gonna walk out of this without a dig.
I know.
Most anticipated game for 2017: Red Dead Redemption 2. The runners-up: Metroid Prime 4 and Dragon Ball FighterZ. Fighters.
I think it's just fighters.
I don't know, yeah.
So we got one more category
This is
called
gonna
Game
be-
of the Year. However, before that, we are doing a new thing here with Hall of Fame. We had a couple different internal debates on how we were going to vote on Hall of Fame, but what we kind of came to was we made a short list and we just voted things down, similar to how we've been doing a lot of our Game of the Year stuff. And right now, at least for our first induction to the Free Cheese Hall of Fame, we all kind of landed on Grand Theft Auto 3. I thought we'd just take a few minutes to talk about our memories of it, why it's important for the gaming industry. That's it. I don't know. I think I remember going to Blockbuster and seeing it prior to having a PS2, but just barely prior, and my brother and I getting GTA 2. And we were
Kill Frenzy.
yeah, we were like so like just what is this game? Why is it? And some dude who was like way older than us was just like it was me, my brother, and my mom. And the guy was like, "Oh man, have you guys played this?" And we were like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you're gonna love it." He's like, "There's an even crazier one coming out." And we were like, "What?" And he was like trying to describe it to us. We got GTA 2, took it home. We like just had so much fun running around in it, and then so much fun that after we took it back to Blockbuster, had our mom take us to Target and buy us GTA 2. And then the insert had a thing for GTA 3, and we're like, we need a fucking look at that. That's a 3D man. And we got GTA 3 and just like mind blown. Like spent the first night, just the world was so different.
Yeah, the way that menu starts, or just
Yeah.
the game, that
Mhm.
piano. It's just like it set the mood
Yeah.
for in a strange way.
Yep.
For being a convict doing criminal things.
And that game opens in the best way ever with that bank heist gone
yeah.
wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then like break out.
Mm-hmm.
And also like when you're playing through that game and you get to a certain point and then the second island opens up and you're like, holy shit. Because I remember like having the manual or the manual had a
Yeah.
map
Mhm.
and you'd see like, oh my God, look at all this. Like there's already so much just on one island. And then
Even though it's like, not graphically that impressive now, maybe.
oh my
back
God,
then.
but back
But
then it
I
just,
love, I
Yeah.
mean, just the art style between the, stuff in the manual, the way
Yeah.
they drew everyone. And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
kinda
yeah.
translate that to like the, whatever, how many polys we had going on.
yeah, I
thought,
agree.
that was cool. That was appealing to me. The effort in the radio stations.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Chatterbox. And all the songs too, like,
Yeah, whether it's licensed or made up stuff.
oh my
like,
God.
just to have those little like fake commercials in there and everything.
Yeah.
Like
So
now,
good.
I'll like boot up like a YouTube like long
That's
recording. So it's like
awesome.
I'm listening to
Yes.
that radio station.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember for me that was like the final nail in the coffin for me when it came to buying a PS2
That was the one.
because
Oh, that's definitely a seller.
I was straight up gung ho about Dreamcast. I did not want to let that thing go. And the PS2 came out. I was like, nope, don't need it. And then I remember it was Pandora's Cube at White Marsh.
Oh, yeah.
They had a PS2 set up with Grand Theft Auto, and I played it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to fuck with this. So we went to Blockbuster, and we remember Blockbuster, you could rent a console.
Oh yeah.
We had to
that,
put
yeah.
like a $200 deposit or
Yeah.
whatever it was. So we rented it, and then we were playing. We just got GTA with it, and then I was just blown away, and I was like, we got to get a fucking PS2.
Yeah.
And even my dad was like, why you get this? You already have a Dreamcast. But in reality, it's because he's gonna have to pay for it. I mean,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But I was like, but it's got GTA. I don't think it's come to Dreamcast.
Mm-mm.
No. And then, yeah, GTA. That was I think that wasn't my first PS2 game.
No, me neither.
It was. I forgot. It was Gran Turismo and State of Emergency, but I think it was because at the time that was when buying GTA 3 was still a little hard. Like it was sold out.
State of Emergency. I remember renting that.
I rented
Yeah.
that and I was so upset.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the GTA like next runner up,
Yeah.
and it's like look how many people can fit on the screen. I remember that was like the big
Fuck.
deal, and then that just
I had a little fun with it, but then it got stale really quick.
yeah, it got
Yeah.
real stale real quick. And then of course I remember at the time, GTA 3 that was like the game that all true gamers took a shit on.
Mm.
You remember like
I don't remember that. No.
it was like the kind of attitude towards it like I remember specifically when Golden Sun 2 came out, I went to go buy it and the lady at GameStop was like, oh, it's so refreshing to see someone as young as you buying Golden Sun 2 instead of something like GTA 3. You know what I mean? So it was definitely like that. And then when Modern Warfare came out, of course, that's when all the true
Yeah.
hardcore geeks started shitting on that, and then so on and so forth.
Just flying the plane in GTA 3 for the first time.
That was hard too.
Yeah.
because it was like it's like a bouncing. It's like
it didn't really have wings.
yeah,
That's so good.
But,
That game just created such a weird subgenre of just like wandering around and getting lost and fucking around in a world.
yeah.
Just like spending full weekends, day to night, of just stuck in a basement and just taking turns playing that,
Murdering
putting the
things.
cheats, becoming
All about the
some old
cheats.
lady with a
All about the
bazooka,
Mm-hmm.
getting that 6-star rating.
Oh my God. Did you ever escape a 6-star? I mean, I'm sure I probably did. I just don't remember.
By
I can't remember.
dying.
Yeah.
Other than that, use cheats. Turn that crap off.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if I did or didn't.
I never did any of the like story missions.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, really?
No,
I didn't.
I wasn't aware of it at the time. I didn't know there was like a full
Whoa.
campaign. I thought this was just like
A
basically
simulator?
a simulator
Yeah.
game, just going
Sandbox
around
thing.
do whatever.
See, that's what I thought because I thought the story and shit that was kind of just like back whatever. If you're bored
Like
of doing dope shit, then do the
I
story.
think I knew there was a story. I didn't know how to access it
Okay.
because I didn't like get the lay of the land in my head. I didn't understand the map. I just trying to understand the physics of driving and
Yeah.
walking around,
Mhm.
getting into fights.
I actually really like the campaign in that game.
Yeah, campaign.
I like that one weird Yakuza thing. Like if you did that one mission before finishing the Yakuza missions, you couldn't do them anymore because you killed the dude that would feed you the missions.
Yep.
That was so cool.
That's wild.
There were a lot of hooks like that in that game.
And the camera views are cool too. You could do a callback to GTA 2. You
I
could do
know.
top down.
Yep, we used to do that all the time. And then we realized how hard it was to
Yep.
drive.
Yeah, because I was actually the way you were with GTA 2, you had on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I rented GTA 2 on Dreamcast, and I was the same way. Like I was fucking blown away by that game. It was
Even that,
so
like the
goddamn cool.
music in there, the
Yeah.
putting a bomb in a car and
Yeah.
like driving it somewhere. Yeah, that was
So much detail.
Mhm.
And like you really like it's always there, but like once you like start to take the time to like notice it and like really like sink it in, like even though it's like a kind of a take on New York, I guess, like Liberty City,
Yeah.
but like it feels something completely different.
But then, like, going to New York for the first time in real life, I was just like, so much of what I know of New York is built on what GTA 3 established.
It's weird because like some parts of Baltimore remind me of Liberty City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those weird bends in Liberty City where I'm like, I've driven around that bend before.
This shit turn.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever read Jacked?
No.
That's the
No.
same guy. The same guy that did Master of Doom. It's essentially he did it for Rockstar,
Oh, no
and
shit.
they covered
Nice.
Rockstar all
Yeah.
the way up until what came out at the time, which was GTA 4.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to go dig that
And
out.
it's really good. It talks about like the how basically that game Body Harvest on N64 that was like the
Oh yeah.
that was like the pre idea of GTA 3, and it kind of morphed out of that. That was like their first time dabbling with like 3D open world, and then
My first game was Driver,
yeah, I
And it
remember
was, like,
driving.
kinda
That was like the
similar.
contender with
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
and I was like, I just like driving in traffic. I
Yeah.
like
Did
going
you
along
get
with
out of
it.
that first level?
I didn't really like. Again, it was just like free roaming. Type
Was that the
stuff.
one with the garage? That
Maybe.
that garage opening where you had to do all that stuff in like 2 minutes. It's like nearly impossible.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't remember.
I just messed around, just walked around, whenever shot people, and then like the true crime games came around too. So there was a lot of like
Yeah.
games that
yeah.
followed suit.
God, GTA 3 was so influential on
Oh,
so
yeah.
many different things. You think PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is big for right now. Back then, dude, everything wanted to be GTA.
yeah,
I
and
think-
everybody wanted to play it.
I think GTA 3 2 this is my final piece on it. I don't think the series has been better. I think the series has done obviously better things. I think the series has gone different places. But in terms of delivery, I think that there was enough subtle commentary, social commentary in that game
Mm-hmm.
that was not overt. It was very muted. And I think I underappreciated it at the time. Where Vice City and Past just took it to the next level,
Yeah.
where it was very self-aware of what it is. It was very...
Yeah, I definitely underestimated that game, the
Yeah.
franchise as a whole. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't play it for a while. I would kind of avoid it because that's all like everybody would ever play and talk about. It was kind of getting annoying to a point after playing that 3 for a little bit. And then recently, like a couple years ago, just coming back and seeing you can get the whole trilogy on Steam, and I was like, you know, I kind of want to revisit all this. I actually want to do the stories. I want to play through all of them and
Mhm.
like soak it all in, make that time for it.
But now, like, I don't think the stuff they do in 5 or 4, it's all nice, it's good, but it's way over the top. And it's very much like, hi, look at this is what we do, ha 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 ha. And 3 was very
I feel like
subtle, and I
yeah,
appreciate it
I can
for
see that with 4, especially just with Nico and
Yeah.
all that. I think 5 kind of takes that and like in a way I kind of feel like it tones it down a bit,
But then in other areas, it's still
Yeah.
so flamboyant.
but I guess that makes it stand out. Like it's its own thing, not trying to be like
Yeah.
one by one.
But I
Republic
don't
of
know.
America. or
I
something.
love GTA 3.
I'll tell you what I didn't like about GTA 3 at all. That the graphical effect that was I can't remember what the fuck it's called. I don't think you can turn it off in 3, but you could turn it off in Vice City. It made it so like it was like a trace effect.
I don't
and-
remember that.
If we look up a video of it later, I can show you. But like once you turn it off, it just made the game look so much more clear, like in
Oh,
Vice
yeah.
City.
Mm.
Because before it looked like really blurry, like when the camera would move, it would kind of like, I don't. It's hard to explain, but if you see the video, it's pretty night and day difference when you turn it off.
Aiming with the gun was a little challenging
Yeah.
because it was auto locking to targets. You couldn't like just move it around.
Yeah.
So if you point a gun at the wrong person, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, that was a.
Well, there you go. GTA 3, the Free Cheese Hall of Fame first inductee. We'll do more of those from here on out, but it is time for us to make our final calls for Game of the Year. Your Game of the Year 2017 nominees are Nier Automata, Shovel Knight, Spectre of Torment, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, Horizon Zero Dawn, Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Cuphead, Stories Untold, Hollow Knight, Sonic Mania, Doki Doki Literature Club, Destiny 2, Everything, Metroid Samus Returns. Whew. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I would like to cut something.
Yeah.
What, they all can't
My
win?
life into pieces.
I know. So they all can't win, but they all made the list for a reason. They're all super fantastic games that we all enjoyed very, very much. With that, I'm going to cut Hollow Knight
Okay.
just because I've not seen it all the way through.
I'm fine with it.
I really, really, really like that game, but it's the first one to go for me.
Hmm.
We can
Stories
cut Stories
Untold.
Untold.
I was
Okay.
gonna say. Yeah.
I don't think.
Destiny. You can say
I would
Destiny.
say I don't think.
I saw
Destiny
you
2,
making that.
Yeah.
Looking at this list, there are at least 7 to 8 other games that I think are a lot better than that game.
Yeah.
I know that had a big impact on you, Joe. I know
Yeah.
they got you playing a first-person shooter,
Yeah, no, you're right.
but like looking at the rest of these games and coming from Destiny 1, it's like, yeah, you know, it's a good game. It's a very good game, but it's not. I don't think it's a crack. Or we're doing a top 5 for this one, correct?
Yeah, and we're
Like
gonna
we did
order.
last year.
And we're gonna order them.
All right.
So we gotta narrow this down to 5 and then put them in an order.
Okay.
I know.
I think I take my first nominee off the list. I think Wolfenstein 2 is not going to make that top 5.
I agree.
Okay.
I fucking love that game a lot. I don't think it does anything. Doesn't do anything that special.
It's realistic.
Wolfenstein.
I mean, your opinion.
Yeah,
It's no, that's real.
that one fucking moment, that's cool.
I think we pull.
Is everything really going to make that top 5?
No, but I want it to.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
everything's a.
I mean, can you pull a mark and get you being the only one to play it, get it to number 2? That was well done last year, Mark, by the way.
I know.
I actually had like.
Last Guardian, that was the name.
No, let's cut everything. I'm
Right.
cutting everything.
Yeah.
I love that game a lot. I love it a lot. Yeah.
I had like a pre-written script for.
Yeah. No, everything does things that no game will ever do again. But that.
Yeah. It's not enough.
I think everyone should experience it.
I agree.
We can cut Metroid.
I was just about to say that.
I really like Metroid Samus Returns. I'm so happy Samus is back. I'm so happy Samus is back.
It's a good
But
step for
And
Nintendo.
she'll keep coming back. I'm pretty sure.
We'll see her again in Metroid Prime 4.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. All right, this is not me cutting it. I'm taking a pulse check of those who have played Sonic Mania.
I was just about to say Sonic Mania next. Because I haven't played it.
I'm happy Sega got something right.
Yeah.
A lot of love is put into it, but it kind of sucks that it took fans to do it.
Well, there was a lot more than that. Like, it was technically fans who got the project rolling and fans who worked on it, but there's a lot of Sega's internal teams that worked on that game.
That was
Yeah.
And I don't think you can like really look at the story behind how it was made. I think you have to look at the actual finished product that came out.
I did not finish the game. I got to a point where I just didn't want to. Trying to get the real ending for all the Chaos Emeralds.
That was too much. I had to stop.
That's my problem with every Sonic game. That's not adventure.
Yeah.
Because that's irrelevant in that.
Yeah. No. That was a tough part, but I really like Sonic. I think Sonic Mania.
The final ending for it doesn't even that much of a payoff.
No.
It's just him going into a portal because he goes into Sonic Forces.
I didn't know that.
That's why they're connected.
From the outside looking in, I look like a good Sonic game.
It definitely
It's
is.
still not like
Yeah, you know what? It has its Sonic things about it that hold it back from being like truly, yeah. Damn, this list is getting. So our list as it stands for the listener is Nier Automata, Shovel Knight, Spectre of Torment, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Cuphead, and Doki Doki Literature Club.
What's everyone else's opinion of Horizon after this point?
I respect it more.
I really like the story in Horizon. I do not like the gameplay in Horizon.
I don't care for the character design.
I don't care for the world it's in. I don't.
I'm
Yeah, I
okay
never.
with the world,
No, but I mean, like, I never liked the character design.
Yeah.
I never liked the dinosaur stuff. I never liked any of that like era that they built. I think the story's super cool.
Like, a thing that I get conflicted with is kind of my problem with Zelda is the whole like tech natural thing. To me, it's just something about it. It reminds me of a lot of MMOs that try to be fantasy with the like that sci-fi aspect to it, and it just, I don't know, just something about it just rubs me the wrong way.
I mean, you have to get deep into that story to realize like why it is like it is.
And the thing about that, and I was about to say, because of that story, it makes more sense with Horizon than compared to these other games that I have that problem. So with me, like that, like I honestly, Horizon might be the exception for that, but the way that they look as people, like the clothing choice, the hairstyles, the makeup, that part doesn't stand out to me that much. It's cool that they have that, but it's just, for me, it's just not my thing.
Look, it's probably my personal game of the year.
Yeah.
At least my favorite game. But if the rest of the table is not going to agree with that, let's take the stab the heart now and get it over with.
I would pick it over Zelda.
I would
not.
too.
I would not.
I think. I mean, we're not going to. Do you want to have it in Zelda? Just talk about it.
I feel like Zelda will be in the top 5. But
Are you cutting Horizon?
If the rest of this table is not high on Horizon, then let's cut it.
I think the story is dope, but I think for me, I think it's all it had going for it. Like, even when I was playing it, that's the reason I stopped playing it, is because I knew I could look up what the story was.
Picking up the arrow thing kind of bothered me a little more than it should.
When you play it and you're going to pick up arrows, that would be very tedious because you have more than enough material.
I mean, it's not that I want to go and get them. It's the fact that if I miss, I didn't technically waste it. So if
you have more than enough materials to keep making bows.
That's true, but I really.
But I don't know.
Crafting has become a problem for me. It's become an abundance. But that, I don't know.
For me, I think that game won its category in best story. Like, because that is a really, really great story. For me, the game part of it is where it failed.
I mean, I also have a problem with a lot of like open worldy type games.
And that's where I think Zelda exceeds this.
And even with that, I have a problem with that too.
I think Zelda is a boring game. Zelda is a boring game until I gave myself a challenge to beat Ganon with a stick. And then it became fun because I kind of lost myself trying to beat Ganon with...
In a nutshell, for me, Zelda is a nice-ass gift. it's a nice ass gift. You know, it's wrapped really pretty, presentation superb, and then when it's like I cannot wait to open this because it feels heavy. You know, there's shit in this. Then when I look inside, it's just like 2 cannonballs. And that's how it made me feel. It was like there's weight in there, but it's not. It's just like one thing.
I don't know, man.
I mean, like, for all the open world goodness of that game, like, I get that, like, the freedom to do whatever, and I just need something a little bit more, like, driven, that Horizon does that.
See, but Horizon was a checklist, and that's my problem.
And maybe that's
Zelda
my
checklist.
And maybe that's my kind of game.
But
and it felt like Zelda did feel less checklisty, but like I feel like I never had a major objective. Yeah, they said go to the shrines, but like on my way to the shrines, I felt like I never like I would see something from across the map, but I don't know. Sometimes it just wasn't worth it for me to go there. I also think the combat is very inferior to Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda.
The thing about the combat, like I said before, yeah, like, it's limited, but its physics system is really good.
The physics are great, but Zelda, the best part of Zelda to me was the way that it encourages the player to play the game and pay attention to the game.
I wish I could agree.
The sense of discovery and like wonder. Like it's a lot of, can I do that? Yes, I can do that. Can I go here? How do I do this? And then being able to solve things. I think that was the first game in a long time where I didn't want to hurry through it. And I think we have a tendency, especially doing something like this, where we're like, all right, I need to get through all of these things because we have to talk about it or because everyone's tweeting about it. So I need to get through this thing. And I think Zelda was the first time where I slowed down and I was like, I'm just going to enjoy this game. I don't care how far I get. Yeah. I don't care how quickly I get through it. I'm not going to look anything up. And I felt so much more rewarded for the first time, where previous years I would have been like, I'm stuck. Let me bing it. I didn't bing a damn thing in Zelda. And in the end, I don't know, like that game is the world I built. The way I built it.
You know, if you said you're talking about Minecraft, I would have believed you.
I
hate to say that, but I mean, that's not. I'm not trying to negate Zelda here, but you're right with that. You're absolutely right, and I think the majority would agree with you wholeheartedly. But just for me, like, yeah, there is I don't disagree with any of that either. By the way, but it's just at the same time, to me, it's like I feel like they were just trying to like put in so many little things in a big map to make it seem like it's very enriched in what it really is.
But I think it was.
Because the NPCs also, like the ones that you have to constantly keep helping, they keep getting lost in the woods, they keep getting attacked by the same people, they're always stuck on that bridge. It never. I stood by the two people that got knocked out by bokoblins in the woods trying to get nuts.
Yeah, those
they get
people
knocked out again and again and again.
I know, but that's a charming thing.
That's like an MMO thing. That's like doing a mission that everybody
else can do. No, I looked at that as like just two dumb travelers who just keep getting.
They're stuck in purgatory.
I know.
NPC
I think
purgatory,
which is great, but I don't think that was a. I think that was a very intentional design thing. I think there was a thing where it was
that's dumb.
Let's do this.
I just think there were dumb characters that showed up in the world.
True.
Let's do this. Let's step away from Zelda. Is there other things we can cut before we really dive into Zelda? Because that sound like, I mean, I wasn't trying to get to that, but that sounded like a conversation of, do we cut Zelda now? And I don't think, like, I still don't think we should. I think there's other.
I agree.
I think there's a couple other games I would personally cut before Zelda.
Like what?
I didn't play it, but I don't know if Shovel Knight stands up to the rest of these games.
Shovel Knight's in my top 5 for the year. Easy.
I barely touched it.
It's.
I wanted to.
Yeah, I mean that's a full-fledged sequel to Shovel Knight. Story-wise, timeline-wise, it's a prequel, but like that game takes everything that team has learned through the development of their 2 previous efforts, and like unleashes it in a whole new, dark, cool way. I think Spectre Knight plays better than any of the characters have played. I think that game has a fluidity to it that's, I don't know, it's much more alive than the rest of their games. I can see where it doesn't hit the top 5, but I think
Did you enjoy Shovel Knight more than Zelda?
no.
Okay.
It's right there, but no. You want to cut it?
If you want to keep it on for right now, that's fine. I would say the next one, I hate to do this, but freaking Doki Doki.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
It did what it did so well.
I'm just impressed by what little it is to
Yeah.
I mean, I think
what it is and then what it did.
You know, I think I'm saying it lightly that it
Yeah.
had an impact on all of us this year. And
Yeah,
that's
did.
really cool.
It
You
did.
don't see that much.
But ultimately,
No, I mean, I think it's quite obvious for me. The only game I'm actually gonna be passionate about is PUBG because it's legit the only game I've played on this list.
no, but I mean,
But PUBG is it. I had a really good time
Yeah.
with that, and
and
you know,
even
you're
not,
not-
like I've seen people play it. I know that game. I know what it is, and I
Mhm.
think it's.
You got your first kill.
I did get my first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I think it's a big game for a reason.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's on the list for a reason. you
Yeah.
know?
And I mean, I don't know if it needs much explaining, but just the whole experience of PUBG in general. Yeah, it's a buggy mess, but I mean,
Yeah.
slowly getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't think any of these other games make you feel that same feeling that you would trying to win in PUBG.
That
That like that intensity between you know
Yes.
there's only you and one other person and you have a limited map to go around, and it's like skills to the test right there.
Mhm.
Yeah. How are we feeling about Super Mario Odyssey?
I think it's a better game than Zelda.
I think it does a lot of the same things that Zelda does for Mario. I think that sense of wonder and discovery is alive within both of those titles. I think that there's like something in the water up at Nintendo EAD.
I like. Yes, you're right with the same like the amount of freedom. Like you go into a world and you have an amount of freedom, but like there was like a moon at every corner, and that moon played into a main story that then continued me to want to keep going to the next world.
Okay.
And that's something that Zelda did not
I
do
mean,
for me
yeah,
this year.
Mario had a very defined order of operations. It was very much like, here's what you need to do, here's where you need to go next. It was all kind of laid out with a sense of discovery within each of those tangible checkpoints.
And that was the nice thing. Like it was something for I think me and you, right? Like if you wanted to go off and run around and discover the weird parts of the planet or world or whatever you were in, like you could stay there and do that. Like you weren't forced to keep going.
right.
Like me, I wanted to see like the next thing.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
like you see like the mid like that have that surprise mid boss fight. Like I had a much better time with that game than I did Zelda.
Well, here's something you wouldn't expect me to say, but I actually kind of prefer Zelda over Mario.
All right.
Was not expecting that.
Mario, I enjoyed it. I completed it as much as I needed to. That a lot of variety, a lot of memories were made with that. But it, for some reason, Zelda still gets stuck in my head. There's still, like, I know I bash the shit out of that game like a bad stepchild or something. But like,
Are you supposed to bash stepchild?
apparently.
All right.
Mark's World.
Yeah, but for like, and again, it's like I don't really focus on the good stuff that I do actually enjoy about Zelda, but like it's still the difference here is I completed Mario. I didn't go and finish and complete Zelda because it's like going somewhere you just don't want to go and you have to like deal with stuff, and it's like that struggle is there, and like Mario didn't have that struggle, but after playing it's like, yeah, well, I did it. That's Mario. I beat it.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, hey, cool. You know what I mean? Like it didn't. Doki Doki affected me more than Mario.
I was just about to make that comparison.
Really?
Resident
Okay.
Evil has affected me more than Mario.
So let's, if you agree, I would say from the games that are still left here, should we pick the ones that we kind of are agreeing that should be in the top 5 at least, and then go from there and go to the cut, so that way we can like narrow in on the games we need to cut?
All right, let's do a yes or no. Is Nier in the top 5?
Yes.
Yes. Is PlayerUnknown's Battleground in the top 5?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Is Horizon in the top 5?
No.
Yes.
No.
What I expected.
I don't know jack shit about that game. Like I
He wasn't
Yeah,
here for all
I
the
know.
story stuff.
and I was upstairs
Yeah.
playing Shovel Knight for the story stuff. I mean, it won other stuff, right? It won the game moment.
And one
right?
in game and
I
and
would
story.
say keep it on top 5. If it won the other stuff,
Alright,
it
well,
kind of makes sense,
yeah.
right?
Resident Evil 7.
Yes.
I would say because that would be the only other game that I would be passionate about is Resident Evil 7.
Shit. There.
I know we're just gonna.
I know,
it's gonna
I know, I
change.
That's why I wanted to do this though.
That
Like
one-
we're
yeah.
filling in the
That one,
spots.
that one's like a teeter totter. I can see that one being like very bottom.
So you
The ones that are on the line for me are Horizon, Resident Evil, and Cuphead.
All right, so let's do this. Let's do the 3 right there. Let's have them fight against each other. Horizon, Resident Evil, or Cuphead.
so what's in your top 4 then? Or like what's in there? So what's in there right now?
I feel like Nier,
and
PUBG, Mario, and Zelda are in that top for me. The other 3 are the ones that are kind of floating where you push me the right way, I can agree with one of them being in the top. if that
Zelda
makes
is
sense.
personally off my top 5. I think Cuphead, anything that game did, it did it at an A to A plus level. The art
Zelda's-
style,
Yeah, Zelda's at the bottom of my top 5.
the art style in Cuphead, it speaks for itself. Everything you did in that game, it was well polished. It was well thought out. I mean, I guess like the one thing you could say was the running gun levels probably aren't as good as the bosses, but like
That doesn't detract
that's
from
the
it, though.
minor. That's like the most minor thing.
There's
Um,
nothing about that game that makes me like disgusted or boring or I mean I haven't played it, but just from knowing a lot about it, seeing how it was made, behind the scenes stuff, and then just seeing how it is now, and
Like looking at that game is amazing, but then playing it is equally as amazing. Like it's hard, yes.
yeah, like it's not just
But I
visually
love,
impressive.
I love a game with a good challenge, and that's why I think I liked Wolfenstein so much this year. I think that's why I liked Horizon so much this year because the end of that game gets tough. That's why I platinum Bloodborne earlier. Like that's just the game, the kind of game I gravitate to. Yeah,
I think it's good that games like that still exist.
I mean,
agree.
from this list, Cuphead's my number 2 game.
Okay. And you said Horizon would be.
Horizon would be my
One.
1. Cuphead would be 2.
What's 3?
Probably Nier. Nier or PUBG, I'm open for argument, though, on that one.
Well, to make things slightly easier, mine would be PUBG, and then Resident Evil 7, and then
But I agree Resident
Whatever
Evil 7
flows
should be in
after
the top
that.
5.
So out of the ones that we've kind of talked about, I know you haven't dove in all the way, Ben, but those are yours. What on this list are you most intrigued to play next?
oh, most intrigued to play 100% is Mario Odyssey, hands down.
Okay.
And then actually that tied that or Nier, because Nier, in reality, I'm going to be playing Nier next because I have Nier.
Yeah.
So I'll swap that with Mario Galaxy.
Is there any interest from... I mean, I know you haven't heard much of Horizon, but is there any interest in you playing that game?
Yeah,
next year?
I definitely want to play it, especially
Okay.
now that I won Game Moment of the Year. I want to get that Game Moment. You know what I mean? I want to see it myself. And someone put a GIF of the grass actually being under the snow. Like they actually put the render in there. It's pretty fucking dope. But if I'm honestly, I don't really care much about Zelda. I mean, Zelda as a whole I care about, but I wasn't as excited as I thought I would be for Breath of the Wild. So that's kind of just off my radar.
Mm.
Like when it came to Switch, when Zelda got announced, I was more excited about. I was like, yeah, but I want to hear more about Mario. Like I know Zelda, whatever. I'll get to it eventually, but I want to play Mario.
I think because of its development cycle starting on the Wii U and then they just carry that over to Switch.
Yeah.
I wonder how different it would have been if it was just purely made for Switch in mind.
Even still, I mean, the game as itself, I think that game,
just to for time's sake, I think we have to just not the development cycle, not the
Yeah.
you can't think about
Okay,
that. I
well
think you have to
then-
look at the product as a whole. And I know
All right,
I'm kind of being a hypocrite here because last year I was making fun of Final Fantasy 15 for that, but
Yeah, foot in mouth, motherfucker.
I can admit to my mistakes.
I know. I never do that. Sign of weakness. All right, we got to cut something.
Look, if the table's down on Horizon, that's fair.
I would cut Horizon.
That's the first thing I'd cut on this list.
And then after that, what's that? How much? What leaves us? 1, 2. That's 5 right there.
We got to cut one more.
I would cut. Honestly, I would cut Cuphead. But my choice is very, very low.
You know,
I think Cuphead's a better game than most of these games on here.
I would cut.
From here, Zelda's a chopping block. Like it doesn't make this top 5. Like in another body, in another dimension, like Resident Evil 7 is so cool and it has that VR aspect from it. So like I would so be down to play that game, but
But I think of these that I've played and that I think even PUBG is a little bit of a known, and I don't know, it's a huge game. but
PUBG deserves to be in that top 5.
I know it does. I'm just like thinking about it.
And I haven't played it in like squads or anything like that. I know that's where that game gets
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
And I just playing it solo, I'm having a lot of fun
Yeah.
playing that
No,
game.
and Cuphead is really.
I think Cuphead is one of the games on this list that puts it all together. Like-
I'm not down that.
Like
All
from
right,
the gameplay to the
All right.
art to the music.
let's cut Zelda.
Sure.
Let's cut it.
I was gonna say Mario.
No, Mario stays.
So now it really comes down to this.
Now you're right.
All right, so our 5 are Nier Automata, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Resident Evil 7, Super Mario Odyssey, and Cuphead.
Resident Evil 7 should not be in the top 3.
What's your top 3 then?
I don't know the order yet, but
Nier, Mario, Zelda.
near Cuphead. Then again, maybe it would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Near Cuphead and Resident Evil 7 are that's my top 3.
Yeah.
PUBG's at the bottom. No.
I know, I'm thinking of it contextually, because I haven't spent a ton
No,
of
Mario,
time with...
Mario's at the bottom.
I think of these 5 games, Mario's at the bottom for me.
It's just the least impactful to me. I mean, it had its moments, but like I said, they were short-lived for me.
It had its moments, but it
It
had high moments though. Like New
No,
Dawn City
definitely.
was awesome.
had solid fucking
Even
moments.
the weird Dark Souls level in that game.
I
was amazing.
I actually
Like-
felt good maneuvering him for once.
Yeah, and
I
I
didn't
think
feel like
the
an idiot.
most fucked up thing of this whole thing is that we're trying to choose the best out. Like, these games are all so good.
These are all
Even
very good.
Wolfenstein, which was like one of the first ones to go, is
Yeah.
so fucking
All
good.
the games that are on this list were good.
I agree.
We're gonna go eat Taco Bell after this. It's like trying to choose your favorite meal at Taco Bell. Like,
oh, steak quesadilla.
I mean,
It's easy for Matt.
Well, I already told. I came out and said what my favorite game was. I already cut it. So, I think Mario is 5. I'm gonna throw that out there. What does everyone else think?
I agree.
in 5th place, Game of the Year. Game of the Year. Balls, man.
I would put Mario on ahead of Cuphead. For me, Cuphead would be my last place one. And then probably Mario.
I can understand that.
Actually, you know what? I would put Nier. So mine from first to last, mine would be PUBG, Res 7, Mario, Nier, and then Cuphead.
So we've had votes for Cuphead and Mario being last year.
The lower.
So Cuphead and Mario are definitely in the 4 and
Yeah.
5 positions, right?
So which one would be fourth and which one would be fifth? I guess.
All right.
I voted Mario more than Cuphead, but
I'll put Mario in 5. I think Mario. Although I finished Mario, Cuphead I fell off after a while. But I don't know why I fell off. I don't know if it's because I'm playing on my computer.
I think it's that computer thing. Because
be.
as soon as I got back
be.
into that,
Yeah.
and I just left the controller over there. I just left my computer in Windows unless I needed it for the Mac side. Like once I did that, come into that game and just wanted to beat it, and then
okay.
But I fucking love Mario.
Mario's really good, but
I'm more impressed by Cuphead as a whole.
the Cuphead just did something so different.
All right.
It did something
Cuphead
so
wasn't
different.
expected. Mario
Alright.
was expected.
And
So
I
5
see.
and 4. 5 and 4. 5 Super Mario Odyssey, 4 Cuphead.
oof, we're stopping at 4 for
Here we
Cuphead.
go.
Wait, we're stopping at 4 for Cuphead.
I thought we all kind of agreed they were in the bottom 2.
Of these 5, Cuphead's my number 1.
Mm?
I already explained. I already said my part.
All right. Well. All right.
So what would be 4 for you?
From here, either PUBG or Resident Evil 7. And the only reason Resident Evil 7 would be 4 is because I didn't play it. But it looks really good.
I think Rez has, well, no, I can't say that. That's very ignorant. Not in a rude way, just unknowing. I don't know how much was put into PUBG. When it, just the game itself, because I mean, is it? It's hard to compare this game to the other ones.
I think it's.
Is the point I'm getting at.
I think that the one thing we've always done differently here is when we talk about Game of the Year, we never are talking about best of. We're talking about our favorite. And I think that kind of redefines things a bit. I think it's...
But then it's also free cheeses.
That's what I mean. Like, us as a collective, what are we looking at? Like, the game that we... I don't know. It's not about... It's about a lot of things. I don't know. I have no idea.
Kind of makes me rethink Mario now. It sucks.
Yeah, I know.
What are we on right now? Are we thinking Cuphead, debating the Cuphead at 4, or what's our... There's a lot of silence. I just don't know what we're thinking. I just don't know what we're thinking, that's all.
I think Cuphead or Resident Evil 7 at 4. Or PUBG at 4.
I can respect that.
Which one?
Whatever. I can respect PUBG not coming first or even top 3 because, like I said, I didn't play any of these other games, so that's the only one that I can give my input on. Because there is that chance next week I pop in Nier and then I text all of you guys and I'm like, I'm sorry.
No,
there's a chance you'd pop in Cuphead. And
No,
just
I-
say,
Yeah, exactly. I'll just choose a random game.
I think Cuphead is in at least the top 3.
I respect that.
The one thing I will say about PUBG that the other 4 games work. I don't want to say that that sounds bad.
No, at this rate we need to start cutting it down.
That sounds
we
bad.
Need to.
All right,
We need to.
I'm moving PUBG to 4.
I think that's enough reason
Okay.
right there.
And PUBG seems to work now, right? But majority of the year.
Yeah.
And it's above Mario.
I know that feels really dirty. I'll be honest. It was really dirty.
I mean, I on a personal note, I enjoyed PUBG more than Mario. The time I put into it, personally.
That's a fair statement.
All right, so our top 3, we got Cuphead, Resident Evil, and Nier.
I feel like Nier's just going to be the winner here.
Why?
Because that's what's been talked about all year. And
That doesn't mean
jokingly
anything.
though, like it's always been like, yeah, Nier's game of the year, and it's just, and it has a right to be, obviously, but
I think Nier's a masterpiece. Period.
that's fair.
Nier, Cuphead, Resident Evil 7. That's what it sounded like. I know Matt
one,
wants
two,
Cuphead
three.
in 1, but it sounds like Mark and Matt are chopping it down to that.
Nier's
Mark-
a
no, I
really
meant
good
Mark and Joe.
game,
I'm an
but
idiot.
that combat in that game,
Resident Evil
it gets boring for me.
Can't play for Resident Evil. The atmosphere is nice. The characters I'm not that attached to. The story is original, and I credit that a lot for it to go in that direction, to shift it from the way it was going. It did a lot for that series, and I think this is the game that's like kind of repairing it. It's not like all right, like I'm new and improved, and like it is, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
still trying to patch things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's what it's more of a staple of, and I kind of hate that it took DLC to make it end on the note that I wanted.
Okay.
Fair. I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
So like it is simplistic in a lot of ways, but at the same time, I enjoyed it for that in a sense. I enjoyed the short amount of time that it takes to complete that. I didn't feel overwhelmed with it. There was a point to it. I could do it at my own pace still. It kept, like I said, the atmosphere I think is its strongest point, along with like the combat, especially in VR. Like that whole, like the VR itself, I think is what made that game for me. So maybe that's more of a compliment to the tech.
Yeah, but they utilize it though. Like it's
Yeah,
fair to talk
right,
about that.
it's-
Like
yeah.
they utilize that on like other games.
Because I tried playing without the VR, and
It's
I
really
had-
like
I
which
sucked.
experience?
yeah, it's definitely an experience that should not be missed out on, especially with the VR.
Do you
It's-
think now you just said something
But it should've been
interesting and it made me
PT.
think of something. Like, do you think you would have a? And it's not going to be the same, obviously, but do you think it would have a very similar effect if you just played it on the TV? Like most people probably have to play that game.
if I play it on just the TV, it will. I feel like eventually in time it's going to get blurred with a lot of first-person horror games.
Okay.
It's going to get meshed in with that, and because it doesn't sell itself right away on like what kind of the story for the game, it doesn't sell a lot of that right away. You just know that like there's bad stuff in this
There's
house.
a dope ass thing that happens early in that game though.
Yeah.
There is, but like, I'm not. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on the player. Like, I don't know how somebody would feel.
Because
playing
that I
off
think that's an
screen.
important question to remember. Because yes, they did utilize the tech,
I think the game would be a little creepier
but like if
in
me,
some ways in terms of
Joe,
control.
and Ben were to play that right now, none of us have PSVR.
Right. I think it would be better on a PC.
Okay.
I think a mouse and keyboard is perfect for that game.
It's weird because when I am going to play that, I'm going to be using my controller. I'm not going to do mouse and keyboard.
Hmm.
I'm looking more forward to using a controller than mouse, which I rarely ever say about first person anything.
I mean, maybe
you don't
it could
you
work
don't use a
because-
controller for Counter Strike?
That's my other except.
Because like the only other time that like I tried without the VR, it was a boss fight. So I don't know how fair that was. That I didn't acclimate myself
Okay.
enough to get used to playing without a VR headset. So I think that's maybe more on me than the game.
So, but I think a big thing, and you talked about it earlier, is that the story doesn't resolve until the DLC,
Like,
which is a
but,
piece.
I mean, like it technically does resolve. But,
I know,
but
but
not the way that
that one,
I
yeah.
think everyone wanted. And so it added. So the DLC added that extra, like, yes, this is how it should have been from the beginning. So that's how it makes me feel. So I feel like it's fine where it's at being like number 3. I can't see that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right then.
I'm fine with this.
I'm fine with this order.
Yeah.
Matt?
That's the table. That's fair.
That's
no,
not
no,
how.
no,
No. This
no.
one's. This got it. This has.
I'm just saying, like right now, I'm okay with the bottom part of this list from 3
Oh,
to
okay.
5.
Okay.
I'm okay with. Sorry, I meant
Yeah.
to be more specific.
So
I'm okay with Resident Evil being where it's at
Yeah.
because that was
Okay.
my
All right,
that
all
was
right.
going to be my number 1. But I'm okay with that being 3.
5 Super Mario Odyssey, 4 PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, 3 Resident Evil 7, and then somewhere between
Down to
2 and
s-
1 is Cuphead and Nier Automata.
You played Cuphead, Joe.
I know, and I feel like Cuphead, as good as it is, technically, visually, all of that, it's one note.
That's fair.
Like, it is so good at what it does, but it is what it is. Gameplay-wise, didn't do anything new. You know what I mean? It's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. The boss fights are all unique. Every single one of them. There's not one that does the same thing. Learning the patterns of those bosses takes time, takes skill, it's a lot of challenge. And the reward is really, really great for having learned those patterns and gotten used to it. It's a really, really fantastic arcade game in an era where a lot of that stuff is dead.
It's like a beautiful love letter to that genre.
It is. A really, really good one, too. And it just so happens that it also is coupled with the fantastic visuals, right? Like, that whole thing is not... If you swap that out with anything else, it would be a really good one of those. The fact that it has that setting and has that animation style and all of that
Adds to it.
it adds to it, certainly. It doesn't. I'm not trying to say that isn't part of it, but I think ultimately, if we're looking at this list, I mean, I still think Zelda should be on the list, but I'm not going to open that back up. But I think if we're looking at what we have on this list and we're deciding between these two, I think Nier just does so many things as a game, specifically like the stuff with ending E where you just have to give up.
Yeah.
And just wait to see what happens. Like, that doesn't happen it cannot happen with anything else. Like, that is to me like the ultimate piece of a game. Story beats, there's so many story beats that are just like infectious. Like, I'm completely enamored with a lot of the stuff.
I experienced that. Like, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that.
You're not wrong. Like, the combat is what it is, but that never like took me out of the story the same way that it didn't for Zelda.
The one, like, because Nier is a very good game. Like, I will always say that. The one similarity I had between these two games was I stepped away from them for an extended period of time. When I came back to Nier, I said, "Oh, that's why I stepped away. This isn't a great part of this game." When I came back to Cuphead, I was like, why? What happened? Why did I step away from this game? This game is amazing.
But after you got through that, oh yes, that's why I stepped away. You're right, I know, because I stepped away at the same time. You didn't step away again.
I didn't, but getting through that part was a slog for me personally. It did not, like, playing as 9S.
I know, but playing as 9S also for me, by the time I got to A2, I was like, I knew that world inside and out, and I felt more bonded with it than I had.
I'm fine with the story beats being the same. It was just playing as 9S did not feel good, especially going through the same part of it. Playing as 2B and A2, like, they're very similar. They have the same combat style. Like, the nice thing with C was I was exploring new content.
But I think that even plays into like the greater theme of the whole idea too, is that like we're all the same. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all of those like themes that are within the story and the narrative that's being told, like, it's all told through the way the combat works too, where it is monotonous and it is whatever. It plays back into the whole belief of the robots that they need to be the best at one thing. Like, there's all of these things that just layer.
Slayer.
Yes.
Like, I'm not like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, and argue this for eternity. It's like a personal thing. My argument is gonna be I enjoyed 100% of Cuphead. I enjoyed 90% of Nier. That's my thing. The games are totally different. The game, like, Nier is a much longer game than Cuphead is. And, you know, I think in a way for Cuphead, when it ended, it was good because I think one more world and I would have been like, this is a lot of the same.
Yeah.
When I do the percentage thing like that, that's why I think Cuphead is the better game. But like I said, that's me personally. This is, you know, the table.
I think also like Nier innovates in a way where Cuphead did not. Cuphead's innovation was its visual style, which is, but the rest, like, I don't know, I used it before, and so have many people for many other things. The phrase that the sum of the parts is greater than the whole.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but where do you think Nier innovates at? Because I see it as an action game.
Not from the gameplay. Gameplay, it does a lot of action things. I think it's, again, the combination of everything together.
You think it's like the story and the way it's told and delivered?
Story, narrative.
Okay.
The way gameplay ties into those things. The way that it's the structure, the design of the whole world, the characters, there's so many things to it. I think the combination of everything together is the innovation.
I do like the way for Nier. I like how I guess it's the HUD, right? Or UI, I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
But like I like how that's all a part of
Your RAM chip.
Yeah, like your character. Like that's chips you have to actually like equip.
Yeah,
in
it's such
order
a
to
cool.
have-
Yeah, that's a really cool thing about that.
I mean, that could have been just options in a menu that you could just turn on and off.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of thought that went into
But,
stuff like that, where it was just.
But no, that does play into the character progression because you have to
Yeah.
sub out like speed for maybe that extra 0.5 seconds of slowdown time with evasion. And then you have to buy more of that, RAM space to put more stuff in there. Like, that is a really cool part of that game.
I never had a problem with Nier. I mean, I'm sure. Every game, they're not perfect by any means, but I can see myself. I feel like I can see myself completing Nier sooner than completing Cuphead. I feel like with Cuphead, I'm gonna get to that point where I was with Sonic Mania, where it's just like I'm just enjoying all the art and everything for it, and then it's get to a point where it's like I have to give this a break, and then it's gonna be like a year or two later, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a cool game, but.
It's weird too because Cuphead's in a similar spot that Shovel Knight was for me years ago, and I fought really hard to get Shovel Knight to that point, but I'm not feeling as strong about Cuphead when compared to Nier. I don't know, it's tough.
It is really tough, and like I don't want to be like one-sided with it either because I've played Nier, but I didn't play it to completion. I didn't even touch Cuphead, and I'm happy it's this far up too.
How do we feel about the list?
Don't look at me. You motherfuckers keep me out of this. No, I'm kidding.
If it stayed this order, 1 Nier, 2 Cuphead, like that is absolutely fine. Nier is a great game.
You want to bring Zelda back into the list?
No.
All right.
No, because then we'd be here. Well,
No.
How
Zelda doesn't deserve to be in this.
How about
in my
Final
opinion.
Fantasy 15?
That was last year.
well, it's kind of.
Can't believe
You guys
put
kind
that
of-
at 5 last year.
I don't know.
You guys
Yeah,
kind of
you-
brought this up earlier. Like, if you think about it, Cuphead is just a glorified indie game, right?
It's
I mean, that's one way of looking at it, but
That's how
it's being reductive, but yeah, it's an independent game. It's a really good arcade shooter.
it is. And then Nier is like that full scope action RPG story. Like, were you expecting Cuphead to be like in-depth story, play it multiple times?
no, but I think that
understand the
story's
meaning?
so dumb it's good.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's
It's a different level.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
that-
whole other
yeah.
plane. It's they're in another universe. You know what I mean?
It's hard to compare.
Like that.
They,
dude's
they
story.
are hard to compare.
They are.
And like
It's extremely hard.
and like I said, the only comparison I can make like internally to it was what I said about I enjoyed 100% of Cuphead and I enjoyed 90% of Nier.
Okay.
The only thing that I can see from it is that I can see Nier obviously being more of a impactful game in the long run.
I have a feeling. I haven't played any of them, but I have a feeling Nier is gonna stick with me more than Cuphead.
And that's because that's not Cuphead's point.
Yeah.
That's not its thing. It's
Yeah.
meant to be you enjoy it in this moment and you love every fucking second of it.
I mean,
I think that game, like if you're on the fringe of buying an Xbox with all the backwards compatibility stuff, like I think Cuphead is a
there's
$300
another-
Yeah.
reason
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
play that game.
That's why I almost bought one years ago. I was like, hey, I want to play Master Chief Collection and Cuphead.
Well, are you gonna get on Xbox now because of the whole PC thing?
I have an Xbox.
No, I mean, are you gonna get Cuphead on?
It has on
oh,
Steam.
oh, oh.
PC
You didn't
thing?
buy it through the Microsoft Store. You bought it on Steam.
Yeah,
didn't you?
no, yeah, I bought it through Steam, so I don't. But honestly, like, I think I'm gonna buy it again on.
That's what I
Xbox,
meant. Like,
just-
you're gonna
yeah,
rebuy it because I remember
think so.
the what you felt or we dealt with on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it ran fine on Steam. It's just like sitting at the computer and playing it's different. But I don't. Do you guys feel good? I feel like the wind's been let out of our sails. I feel like we deflated a balloon in here or something.
No, I mean, I think we're just trying to be more like mature and analytical about it.
Yeah,
I'm completely happy with this list.
I'm surprised PUBG's even on the list because remember when we were talking about doing a Game of the Year episode, we were debating if PUBG was even gonna be
A
brought
contender. Yeah, I
up.
know.
Yeah,
Well, that's why I brought that up
Yeah.
because PUBG is
that's-
a good game.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the stigma of Steam.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired of this 1.0 bullshit. Like, just you're selling a
It's
product
out. It's
here.
out.
Yeah. All right, is that the list?
That's the
I'm-
list, in my opinion.
I'm down.
Last thing I'll say, Nier leaves that message and impact. Makes you think Cuphead is a game ass game.
Cuphead is a game-ass game.
Game ass game.
All right. Your game of the year, the Free Cheese Game of the Year 2017, Nier Automata, with runners up. Number 2, Cuphead. Number 3, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Number 4, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Number 5, Super Mario Odyssey. Whoa. To recap the other moments of the day, best score and soundtrack goes to Nier Automata, with runners-up Doki Doki Literature Club and Splatoon 2. Best debut goes to Cuphead, runners-up PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Horizon Zero Dawn. Most anticipated, Red Dead Redemption 2, with runners-up Metroid Prime 4 and Dragon Ball Fighters Z. Sorry, I keep fucking that up. And we inducted Grand Theft Auto 3 into our Hall of Fame. Boom. We did it. We made it to the other side of Game of the Year. I gotta tell you guys something. Last week, I was thinking in my head, how's this shit all gonna play out? You know what I thought was gonna win Game of the Year? They're walking into this. You guys think too for a second before I say what I'm gonna say. But think about what you thought the game was gonna be on the other side of this conversation. My thought is that we were gonna walk out here with Super Mario Odyssey at the top of the list.
I thought either Mario or Nier were gonna be.
I didn't
first
think
place.
Nier was gonna be near the top at all.
I thought Nier was going to be the top.
I didn't. I
think
know how
Thought
hard
Nier
I
was going to be at the top.
I think Mario was going to be second.
I thought Mario was gonna be at the very top. I didn't think Nier was gonna be even in top. Like I knew I loved Nier. You were not so. I was thinking about this before you finished E, and before we had our conversations this week, and I was like, you know, I knew you guys hadn't played Nier.
Like I have.
I know, but like not to that
extent.
not
you
to
know what
that
I mean?
those
So-
points that
yeah.
like kind of hit you.
And yeah, and then maybe I shouldn't make that gamble of like if I complete it, I feel like I'm gonna love it more. But I really do feel like that.
No.
Or else I wouldn't be playing right now. Like I would just stop.
I thought I thought Zelda was gonna be in the top 5.
Yeah, I did too.
I forget what else. And I thought it was gonna be like Mario, Horizon up there somewhere.
I didn't think Resident Evil was gonna make it this far.
I didn't either.
I
I feel
think
good
PUBG
about the
was gonna
list.
Be on there.
I feel good
Yeah.
about the list.
I think
It's a good
high
list.
fives. High fives all around. High fives all around. You know, we did it. We did
We're
it.
alive,
We're
well.
alive. We're cool.
I did all the hands.
There's
Got
no.
all the hands. I was trying to count hands in my head. Whew.
Good job, everyone.
All right. That's it. That's Game of the Year. We did it. Yeah, I can't remember anything else. That's it. Nier Automata. Congratulations. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's it. You can go review. We voted on a lot of categories this week. A lot. So you can go to thefreecheese.com to check out all of those. Everything's on the site now. And that's it. We'll be back. We got one more podcast episode before the year is out. Just kind of chat, recap some things, and whatever. And then next year, what a year it shall be.
Sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll see. That's it. Final thoughts, final words.
Chumbawamba.
That's the one.
I'm excited to play
All these games.
these games.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
they will appear once again on
Uh,
next year's.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to join the Bloodborne Club.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play through Final Fantasy 7 eventually.
You gotta play 7.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna buy it.
You got on the Vita.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, listener, for listening. Thank you, Yoko Taro, for making a game. Studio MDHR for making another game. Capcom for making another game. PUBG Corp for making another game.
Player unknown dude. Whatever the fuck his name was.
Brendan Green.
Yeah.
And Nintendo. Plus everybody else. Games are great.
Games are dead.
We're arguing about the best of the best.
The best of the best.
Yeah.
Which is a dumb thing to do.
It
There's a
is.
lot of...
It's for the website. We all
It's
have
I
like-
know.
personals.
It's in like PUBG fashion.
Yeah.
Just
I know. Oh, yeah, we
last
will
man
have our
standing.
we'll have our personal list go up too. Everything that we
Yeah.
loved and enjoyed in an order of some sorts.
I'll have 2 games on there.
There it is.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Cool. Well, we will
Can't wait
see
to
you.
see the order.
I know. We'll see you on the other side. Bye.